All right, everyone. Nikkihaley is officially the biggest scumbag in all of the 2024 field, and that even includes the Democrats. So even when I look at Joe fucking Biden, I see someone who is less skeevy and less sleazy than Nikkihaley. Still hasn't weighed in, by the way, with regards to the Colorado decision. Probably at this point won't bother to do so. Takes her focus group a while to tell her what she should say. She's got a Hillary Clinton-style problem. By the way, for some odd reason, the Free State, right next door to mine, New Hampshire, actually is giving Haley a little bit of a boost. I still suspect she will lose the state because Trump is probably going to get a sizable bounce when he wins Iowa, and he's now running above 50 there, so I think the time has probably run out for him to be supplanted there as well. Anyway, not weighing in on that. Practically every other post that she makes, or that her staff make, again, it's all very focus group tested. She does not do a lot of her own thinking. She's got a very Clinton-esque sort of way of managing things. And so it's sort of like you get your staff together and then what's your idea? What should I do? Okay, here's idea A, and you say idea B, and so, like ponder the orbs for a while. It's very slow. It actually is Biden-esque because Biden has the same problem, allegedly, according to people that have worked with him before and don't like him anymore. Take it with a slight grain of salt, but I believe it. I believe it, considering his governing style roughly matches that sort of behavior. Nikkihaley does that. There's a lot of warmongering rhetoric. There's a lot of TDS, more than the DeSantis campaign puts out. With DeSantis, it's more his influencers. That is, that the people that, do the grunt work on Twitter and stuff, some of which do it for free inexplicably, are rather, it's difficult to understand where they're coming from a lot, and they make a lot of dumb fumbles and cringe memes and stuff. With Nikkihaley, it's her. With Nikkihaley, it's the central campaign. With DeSantis, it's more the people that follow along. Again, the creators and so-called influencers. With Haley, it's the campaign itself. At least her PAC is still functional. DeSantis has a problem with that as well. She's a scumbag. Again, at least Biden will tell you when he wants to screw you. Nikkihaley's the sort that'll sort of hush-hush about it and not talk about the issue too much. Again, much like with the Colorado State Supreme Court case. Well, what are your thoughts on this, ma'am? I don't know. I'll get back to you. Basically seems to be the MO there. She's also more of a scumbag because Joe Biden has pissed away a lot of his capabilities. He's already alienated most of voters. Some of them will still hold their nose and vote for him anyway, and some are partisan Dems, so they'll reluctantly vote for him. But he's alienated even a large number of Democrats. He's basically limping along right now politically. For some inexplicable reason, probably because she's the best at rhetoric within the field as far as the people on the debate stage, she's managed to gain a little bit of upward momentum. It's not clear in New Hampshire where the momentum is coming from, though. Trump is roughly where he was a month ago, so in the low 40s. DeSantis doesn't appear to have declined much. I think it's mainly like undecideds flocking to her who don't like Trump, basically. I think that's sort of the dynamic we're seeing. By the way, any last-minute surge and Haley would have an edge in New Hampshire. I just don't think there's enough undecideds left, number one. And when she probably still comes in third in Iowa, that's kind of going to hurt her. Because DeSantis will parasitize some of those voters in New Hampshire specifically, where DeSantis is currently running fourth, barely ahead of Ramaswamy. New Hampshire is a weird state, though. I'll give the New Hampshire public a pass. I was born in New Hampshire. I've lived in New Hampshire briefly. I've certainly visited it many times because I used to live like 25 minutes away from the Connecticut River. So I've been to New Hampshire a lot, and I talked to a lot of the Free Staters. Of course, I do intend to go to Porkfest this next year if I can find the time. I think that people would enjoy that. I have a feeling I'd find some clankers there, some good old friendship going on. I'll hand it to them. You are a weird bunch. I say that in a loving manner, by the way, being technically from New Hampshire on day one of my existence on Earth. And you got Gigi Allen, you got the Free State Project and stuff. Politics there is a little bit wonky. And part of the state is basically a suburb of Boston. So forgive New Hampshire. You're not going to find that sort of thing on the Connecticut Riverside so much so if you go to like Keene or Claremont. You're certainly not going to find it up in the White Mountains. That's really the Nashua and Seacoast area. A lot of tourism, etc. By the way, this Hampton Beach is beautiful. You should definitely go. Go to Northampton, the one with all the tidal pools and rocks and stuff. The Southampton, yeah, well, it's nice pure sand and stuff, but I like seashells and things like that. I want to see all the weird critters that are swimming around and squiggling in the tidal pools. That was always my favorite as a kid. That and the food, you know. Go to Ray's Seafood. Just trust me and get the seafood chowder and told them Styx sent you. Nikkihaley, though, I can't see why anyone would support her. Do you want more wars? Do you want higher taxes to pay for those wars? Do you want to maintain Bidenomics? Because her economic policies don't seem to be hugely differentiated. The big difference between her and the rest of the neocon, neo-lib sort of unipartyists, of which she is a member, is really how vociferous she is about wanting to bomb children. About how she wants to run guns to... I mean, you're going to have Fast and Furious on steroids. It would basically be like re-electing Obama. How the hell is that different from Biden? If you support Nikkihaley, you might as well just fucking vote for Joe Biden and just, you know, leave it at that. Why does she have supporters? It's inexplicable. I have no clue. I guess her snake oil salesman sort of Grima Wormtongue thing works on some voters. I would like to think that people are more intelligent than to want that kind of governing style specifically at this point, where we're already on the brink of major regional catastrophes in both the Middle East and Asia, and now possibly even in South America, that we inexplicably will end up getting involved with. The Houthi, by the way, working overtime to make that a thing. Do you really want Nikkihaley to be leading the country at such a time? I think I'll prefer Trump. I think I'll prefer the person who says, back the fuck off, and then hopes that he doesn't have to press the little red button, as opposed to the chick that's going to get in there, and the first thing she'll say when she's in the Oval Office, is there really a little red button on the desk? Can I touch it? Can I look at it? That's her, in a nutshell. That and I guarantee you there'd be plenty of goddamn scandals. It would be about like re-electing Hillary Clinton. Effectively, Nikkihaley is the GOP neocon doppelganger of Hillary Clinton. And a vote for Nikkihaley would be a vote for a restoration of Bush-style war policy and all of the deficit spending and wonkiness that goes with it at a time when we can't even afford to pay our bills. We cannot afford another warmonger for 4 years in office. Again, you might as well at least have doddering Biden there who will half-ass every response he makes, as opposed to the chick who will immediately prep for war on 3 different continents at once and think that that's feasible when our military is a joke right now. We've run out of all sorts of different kinds of ammunition. We're running low on manpower. Recruitment goals aren't being met. You've got wokeness from top to bottom. She claims she wants to tackle that. Yeah, I believe you so much. That's going to be your priority. De-wokifying the military. No, Trump will go in there with a hatchet and start firing people. I know that because I saw what he did in foreign policy. Be strong at home, and preferably stay at home. Speak softly, but carry a big goddamn sledgehammer and smash the shit out of anyone that fucks with you. And then, reproach. Do you think that Nikkihaley would ever have been able to accomplish what Trump did in North Korea, for example? Or with the Abraham Accord? She wouldn't even try. She'd be like, yeah, kill America, #1. And idiots would go along with it, by the way. Part of the population are goddamn star-spangled bullshit idiots who will go along with whatever the government does as long as they feel a little bit of fear. 9/11, oh, let's invade Afghanistan. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, nation that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, that won't cost trillions of dollars, thousands of lives, and eventually lead to a disastrous withdrawal in which the United States is humiliated because it didn't have proper leadership. Yep, that's a great idea. Let's do it again. Aren't you nostalgic for 2004? No, not really. Not except for the fact that the internet was less censored. We can have that back. You're also not going to get that under Nikkihaley. That's about all. Peace out.